Quick video for all of our clients. And even if you're not a client, this is also applicable. We've been in business now for over 15 years, successfully growing companies of all kinds, whether you're e-commerce selling products or service oriented in whatever industry it may be. We've built custom strategies that get people to your front door. Now, that is really important. And why I'm making this video is that in today's day and age, yes, we're moving into a conversational context driven search. So it's no longer going to be keyword oriented the same way. It's all going to be, intent and context of a particular user, which I've kind of talked about in past videos, and I'm sure there'll be more covered on that in the future. But what we're seeing being really critical in our industry specifically as digital marketers is more middle and bottom of funnel work to support the lead generation that we've always done. Now, what I mean by that is, like, picture this scenario. So actually this is a very relevant one because it recently happened, and my wife and I just bought a new house, and we wanted to hire cleaners. So naturally, going through that due diligence process, I inquired with, I think, about three or four companies just to get quotes to see what they're all about. Did due diligence, got some reviews. I think I used ChatGPT to do a lot of the homework for me. But I found like three or four companies, reached out to them all to get quotes. One of those companies one of those companies blew the other three out of the water. And it wasn't pricing, it was that they responded immediately. And between SMS, messages to my phone, email, so not only did they reach out immediately, they nurtured me over a period of a couple days. And several companies took like a day to respond to me. One never even responded. And like I was in market for that service and willing to pay for that service. And these companies all provide the same service. Yes, maybe there's some differentiators at different degrees, but one company was a clear winner. And it was because they had automations in place. They had that middle and bottom of funnel. They had SMS automations, email automations. They clearly had a CRM and data management that was well used because a lot of the context of the messaging to me seemed to be quite dynamic. And I actually was like, oh, these guys have really good automations in place. And I like that. And I'm aware of that it's all automated. They had their touch points of human element where, somebody would jump in here and there. Especially when we're near the end of signing an agreement, they're like, "Hey, I'm so and so, just want to make sure whatever." But all of it was automated for them, and just that alone, when I compared them versus like this organized, structured company that was showing credibility, showing associations that I'm like, oh yeah, these guys really do good work. They're showcasing the work. That's what I want for my house. They're credible because they're associated with cleaning a Fairmont or whatever it may be. There was just so much that I was like, I'm not comparing apples to apples anymore. And you need to be that company. And that's where our conversion engine comes into play. I probably should have plugged the conversion engine in way earlier, but So Media over the last year and a half has been doing exactly this, building out AI automations, whether it be email, SMS. You're only going to be as good as your data as a company in the future. And a lot of traditional companies are not going to, yes, we can get people to your front door, but you're going to notice more and more companies, your competitors, are starting to implement technologies that nurture better than you can. Now, sure, you might be a killer and as a business owner, small or medium business, and you might be able to pick up the phone immediately every single time and answer it. But as you scale, which a lot of our clients, deal with, which is a good problem to have because of their investment with us, they no longer can pick up the phone in a timely manner, or they can no longer email quotes in a timely manner, and people are left waiting. Meanwhile, two or three other companies were able to get back to that potential lead much faster and in a much more effective way. Consistency, and their close rates begin to drop. So, if you're interested in just learning a little bit more about what our conversion engine is, I won't bore you with all the details. It's full funnels, full automations, data management. It's basically a sophisticated way to do a lot of work so you don't have to, and to turn the leads into sales at a much higher probability. And we're really excelling at doing that. So, no longer would we just be generating the leads, we'd be converting them into sales or supporting you to convert them into sales at a much higher percent.